G'day everyone. Well, my range hood decided to make some rather bloody annoying noises, and what I actually found in it is sticks which were rubbing on the fan. So I wasn't going to bother making a video because I personally don't really think it's that interesting, but this is a if I can get a close up of that, probably not going to focus. I'm going to hold the camera still to be nice. There you go, it's a Robin Hood Industries range hood. You can pause the screen and look at the model number if you want. I paid $1 for this range hood, so it wasn't expensive. It's all covered in crap at the moment, needs a good clean. Yep, one of my dodgy homemade fluid adapters from, it looks terrible but it actually works pretty well, to go from rectangle to round. Now it's actually a fairly big rectangle, so to give you an idea, it gives you an idea of how wide the rectangle is. The flue is 150mm flue. I can't remember how long it is. I think it's 1.8 meters long or something, or 2 point something meters. The actual flue adapter, some people should recognise this. It's basically the signs you get off the back of trucks. Now, Robin Hood Industries make a flue kit. They do not sell the adapter separately, and the kit's like, $200 or $150 or something. So you can see how I've made it. I just sort of, it actually goes up into a more round bit there, but that gap doesn't make any difference because it's basically, it's a bit hard to explain, and I'm sure there are YouTube videos that explain it better than I'm about to, but when you force high speed air, even if it's high volume, but high speed air up a tube, it creates a partial low pressure if there are any gaps here, so you don't actually get any leakage. Works really well, and I've secured it with some screws to bring the metal in close enough and then rivet it together, and the black stuff's elastic, so that gives you an idea. It looks like shit, but it's got this stainless steel cover that goes over it and you can't see it. And I'm a tight ass. There's no way I was going to pay $200 for a range hood that I paid $1 for. So anyway, I decided while I was there to pull this blower motor apart, and being a Robin Hood Industries unit, no expense has been spared. This is an industrial blower. I'm not exactly sure what, whether it's not specific to the range hood. They've obviously just made the range hood, and you can see that there's a plate in there that's sort of choking it down to the right sort of width, or depth I should say. So obviously it had to be a specific width across this way, and the depth was the adjustable factor. So yeah, this is a German-made blower fan by EBM, Motor and Ventilatoren, if I'm pronouncing it right. Yep, made in Germany. Bring that in frame, that'd be good. It has a 3 microfarad capacitor. So yeah, it is actually sitting in this bit, which I don't think I can really get you a shot in here, but this light, you can sort of roughly see it down there. Switch gear, and anyway, it's not really that interesting. There's a capacitor and a multi-position switch, and it tells you here how to wire it up, if it'll ever focus. There you go. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 5-speed fan, so there you go. That's how you wire this motor up. It's actually a really well made, very solid fan, and I'm going to pull the fan out of the case so I can give the case a clean. When I installed the range hood, so I can get the flue position right, I bolted the range hood up on the wall and I cut the hole in the ceiling second. What used to be there was a horrible exhaust fan with a 300mm Chinaman's hat, which is, it used to leak water in, so if the camera wants to focus, it'll be seen up there that the straw is about 3 inches thick. It's a little bit damaged because of the water that used to leak on it, but it's actually compressed straw, so very interesting sealing, pain in the ass to cut through. I believe it's by Stramit. Yeah, I don't know if they still make it, but there you go. Okay, well, it's not very interesting, but I thought I'd show you guys anyway. It's also fairly disgusting. There's bugs and things here, which I don't know if they happened before we got it or not, but hazard a guess, they probably just flew in the Chinaman's hat. So there's a few bugs and things in there, beetles and whatnot, and grease. So I'm going to scrape it out. So if you wondered what the filters are for, which are these guys under this cowl, that's what they're for, and they're actually very important. So you should never run a range hood without filters, because it'll clag up the fan and also the cowl. And it should be noted that commercial units, they use a propeller style fan. I'm not going to go using technical terminology, because you can correct me if you want in the comments, but I'm not going to use technical terminology for fans, because whomever that's watching this video doesn't understand. It spoils it for them, and as far as I'm concerned, propeller style fans probably a fairly accurate description anyway. But all the grease and stuff that gets thrown off the fan via centrifugal force gets deposited on the outside casing of the fan, or the shroud if you like, and it can sometimes make contact with the actual fan itself. So I'm going to go ahead and get a screwdriver or something, I'm not sure exactly what, to scrape away the deposits, so to make sure they don't rub against the fan, because that'll really piss me off a lot. So this is what came out of that fan, and I think you'll agree it's fairly disgusting. I used just a standard razor blade to clean all the crap out of it. So this is just stuff that you get from cooking, and it's just oil and fat, so and grease, so don't have a coronary looking at it. Mostly vegetable oil. This is the shroud afterwards. It's quite a lot cleaner than it was. I cleaned the outside as well, but only from the point of view that I've got to handle it, and it's a lot better when it's not filthy. So if you remember what it was like, yeah, that's what it looks like now. The fan, I've cleaned the outside of the fan, but I never bothered cleaning the inside of the fan, like it's still dirty. And really, unless you can pull the fan off, which there's going to be a way to do it. Like if you pull out the screws, in the back here, and but I'm not going to. The fan works okay. The bearings are good. It's not out of balance too much. Although, yeah, the cooking grease would definitely change the balance of the fan, but it's not really going to make much difference. I don't think it will anyway. So, yep, that's as clean as it's going to get. And I'm going to throw it back together and give it a test run. Okay, the $6 million question. Okay, the filters aren't totally clean, but the $6 million question is this thing going to make noise? Now, the noise it was making before was a little bit like holding a twig in a fan. Totally quiet. Not bad. Low speed was the worst. Slight performance increase of the fans being noted due to the crap being cleaned out of the case and off the external blades of the fan, which makes a fair bit of sense, I guess. Potential further small increases in performance if the inside of the blades were clean too. However, not going to happen. So for $1 off eBay, had to go pick it up from Melbourne, of course, which is a fair way, but not bad. Not bad at all. Help if I'd put that filter in correctly. They lock in. Obviously they don't lock in very well when you don't push them in properly. Well, thanks for watching.